They call her a Dr. Dolittle of sorts, and this underwater animal whisperer has found her forever home on Queensland's Great Barrier Reef. Sharing her utopia both above and below the water as a master reef guide, making her part of a group of 102 expert guides who not only live and breathe the reef, but work alongside the community and research institutions in its protection and conservation.
When I think about my younger self, that little girl was then told that she's not so good at math and science, so being a marine biologist is not going to be on the cards. So now, being a master reef guide, how lucky am I? I did it! I did it, little Michelle! I'm Michelle, and welcome to my underwater world.
Growing up in the wintry state of New Hampshire, Michelle's adventures were full of mountain hikes and creek swims. After college, she made the move across the country to San Diego and entered the corporate world. But the GFC hit, so Michelle was ready for a big change and jumped at the chance to move to Australia.
Pilot gets on, says, we're about to start flying over the Great Barrier Reef. Look out the window, and just absolute gobsmacked. So I started tearing up and thinking, oh my God, I've just changed my whole life for this, and I have never even seen it before. And then I knew everything was gonna be amazing. So my first trip out to the reef, as soon as I jumped in the water, my mask was half filled with tears already. From then on, I was like, I need to get on a boat. I need to be doing this every single day, and I'm not gonna stop until I'm not gonna stop. This is just what I do now. This is where I live. All right, ladies and gentlemen of Normanby Island, just to let you know, we have a couple different activities in terms of the island walk this afternoon. What we as Master Reef Guides are, I see as more of an interpretive vessel. So we do work with a lot of amazing scientists, universities, conservation groups, and they're kind of giving us the most important vital information that they want to get out to the general populace. They use it to snap and then cook all of their prey that's around them, so tiny microscopic animals, and then they basically are having fried shrimp.
From a simple day trip out to the Franklin Islands.
We do run a two-part tour. So we do the in-water snorkeling session on the beautiful fringing reef around the island, and then we do a secondary on-island walk to go over the flora and the fauna that calls itself home here on beautiful Normanby Island. But when we have a really low tide like this, you can actually see the island's personal cooling system.
To a multi-day coral sea expedition on the Spirit of Freedom.
Our specific destination is Osprey Reef, which is home to hundreds and hundreds of different reef sharks, where we get to dive with massive potato cods. Seasonally, we dive with and snorkel with dwarf minke whales. We have a very special permit, one of 9, that allows us to actually get in the water within a certain distance.
Michelle's love for the reef and the marine life that call it home is clearly unwavering.
People say I'm like Dr. Dolittle. When I'm in the marine park and I'm diving around, I see, you know, something laying there looking at me, we're having an interaction. Sound is a big part of their world. So sometimes I'll jump in and have a conversation with them. I don't understand what they're saying, but, you know, I feel like he's having some sort of a reaction with me, so.
Michelle's depth of understanding for marine creatures doesn't stop with her chats with Cod. She uses every tour as an opportunity to introduce her guests to the Eye on the Reef program.
So what we do is we just add in all of the cool things that we see. That way, if one day something's missing, we actually have a data set that something is no longer present. So these kind of constant data entering things that I do from the app is really important for future data. It's actually one of the longest data monitoring systems that we've had on the Great Barrier Reef. And not only us as Master Reef Guides do it, it's great for guests to do it because they're actually contributing to that data and that history here on the marine park. Perfect, so once I hit done, that's gonna go into my little upload section, and then when I do this, it actually goes straight to the Marine Park Authority. So you can actually go onto a sightings network and you can see everything I just put in. So when people walk away from the Great Barrier Reef, one thing I want them to remember is the feeling, how you felt when you were there. That's what I want all the guests to take away. I don't care if they don't remember the name of the island, I want them to just remember that how great it felt to be here in that moment and live in that moment.
For more info on the great work Michelle is doing as a master reef guide and to get your eyes on the reef, head to franklinislands.com.au or find out more at queensland.com.au. After the break.
The second I saw under that water, I was hooked. And I knew I was staying for a long time.
That's next on My Way.